Right here, I'm here. Hi. It's been a minute, it's been a while. Oh, I'm so happy to be back. Right here with you. You know, we're live again on Hot Topic. Yeah, man, big up Black and Key Entertainment. Thanks for the break, bossy. Yeah, man, big up the whole team in the Little Thunder Sound. Big up Father Grants, Father Scroogey. As you step in the building, people just like and share. Remember, we're live on Facebook and Hot Topic page also. We're also live over there on YouTube. You don't know, on the Hot Topic page. And we're live on John Frost Facebook today. Let's go on rock and come in and settle in. Let me share it and get some more people on the place, in the land, on the live. What's going on? You that my virgin Liquor Richie, where you need Rich Squad in the building. You got the whole of Dung at town. Energy. And then most of you set it in a Richie. What you mean? Family for life. Liquor Richard in the building. And I'm big up to all the people that have passed through Hot Topic before, you know. You know, a long time around here I do with him, and Richie was one of them. Big up yourself, Richie. I like it. Drop it again. You know, today we have with us live man by the name Edley Shine. Don't know, Jamaica, American, Jamaican, kicking up storm around the world. Today, for who not familiar with him, you're gonna get to know him. We're gonna hear his journey, his story, from where he's coming from. And right now, I'm going on with beer things, and I'm gonna hear about it. Big up yourself in a Richie. Getting his son a greatness. He was a great look youth. You know, always represented. Big up then right on the check-in. You okay? Big up yourself, my little brother. What you mean? Always a support, respect. Okay, look like we're up and running now. Ready to go. Big up to all those locked in on Facebook. Big up to all locked in over there on YouTube. Big up Black and Key Entertainment and the Mama Keys, the miracle worker. Big up yourself, you know. No matter what you always and put in the work. Today I have with me Mr. Edley Shine. Just go and share the live. Big up Ike Zone family. Yo, Craig, big up yourself, you know. Extra in the building. Big up to all the people locked in from the Caribbean islands. Christine, where you deal with family, everything good? Big up yourself, you know. Big up to all over there in Bahamas, Barbados, Turks and Caicos, St. Vincent. Yo, don't go Jamaica, don't go town, what go on? Yeah, man, as I was saying before, it's good to be back. Leave a big up yourself, you know. I mean, Dittin at the building, you got all of my little family, Galchester, Mandeville. Yo, new meds influence, my little artist, where you deal with you, everything good. Like how the career look, you know. Yeah, man, big up yourself. You know, this evening we have with us Mr. Edley Shine, and I'm going to make you get familiar with what some of his songs sound like, and we're going to get right into the show because, you know, we're running with time nowadays, you know. Mama Key's schedule and structure the thing away now. We have to work with time frame, so I'm going to make sure I get as much as I can into this time that I have here. I'm here with you until 4 p.m. I'm here, your boy, your host, you know. I don't know me already, John Frost, to see him go on with the girl them say have the pretty smile. But don't know me I hear about the smile. I go buckle it and see if I can sell it. You think that can work? I don't know. You know me as I try new things. But anyway, we have Mr. Edley Shine, and today is all about Mr. Edley Shine, and I'm gonna make you, as I said, get familiar with what his work is like. Big up Rosemary, you know, cousin, big up yourself, you know. Rachel K, big up yourself and the family. Yeah, man. Get familiar.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let us start it here.
On the big five. World premiere.
Vibes of the man of the moment.
Right, you know
World premiere right here on Hot Topic.
Right, you know I'm really in my bag.
Me just a fling on the clock, such concrete. Gone out
This is one of Mr. Edley Shine's song. Brand new EP's out right now, people. Go get a hold of it. I'm going to let him tell you all about it. Hold on, but now jump the gun. Just get familiar with these songs. Listen carefully.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only on the big five. World premiere.
Ready?
Mic check 1, 3. Right, you know I'm really in my bag. Right, you know I'm really in my bag.
Me just a fling on the clock, such concrete. Gone out a road, food off a head. Cruising past bad mind and haters. We could have never let we down. We just a live up a good vibes we need. See them a want from my youth, why they pray. When we wicked out, them can't live boy out. Them could have never let we down. And I stay cool as a Babylon breeze. Holding my bed, smoking trees. And I stay cool as a Babylon breeze. With my sexy lady from the West Indies.
Ladies.
Long time, them know you know big vice I push through. 90s juggernaut, my you to you. Oh, them artists bust.
I want y'all to get familiar. Hey, what go on?
The pretty face dumper truck behind you. Come check the big vice, him will sign you. Them say my hot and the temperature rising. Me stand firm with no compromising. And I stay cool as a Babylon breeze. Holding my bed, smoking trees.
My sexy ladies are no good.
And I stay cool as a Babylon breeze. With my sexy lady.
Big up my Hype Zone family, them for the check-in, you know. Your hustler. Extra big up on yourself and the maestro.
I charge it up a top. And no boy can push me off the map. Take a little break and then we're bouncing back. Cause only kings can wear the crown. Me know you can't drink nothing and take a Zanny to this, but get your raw paper, hybrid in a flip, y'all. Fly to a new plane, higher dimension, where could I never get you down? And I stay cool as a Babylon breeze. Holding my bed, smoking trees. And I stay cool as a Babylon breeze. With my sexy lady from the West Indies. We are no bad man, but no fix themselves up. Nails here, all the clothes, accessorizing their body parts. Well, you see the natural thing?
Ladies, are you ready?
That.
Natural ladies, one of them.
Girl, the factory skin you in. Conversation so inviting. You are doing your natural thing. And your beauty so enticing. Ooh,
Where my beautiful ladies are?
girl. Ooh, and I like
Yo, Father Yellow. Big up yourself, you know. Hype Zone family.
You's a natural girl in a natural world while you live, cause you're full of potential. But some y'all are going with peer attitude and them no.
Good evening, Keys. Can you bring me my guest, please? Because I don't wanna be playing these songs and not be talking about them. Because these songs need to be explained and talked about. Good evening, people. People who are here, we're live on Hot Topic, and I have here with me Mr. Edley Shine.
Big up to everybody online, everybody tuned in worldwide. One and only, Big Voice, Edley Shine. One half former member of the Bonge Americans from the 90s. Now solo, and I'm just here. I'm broadcasting live from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. You don't know. And it's a pleasure. So big up everybody that's online, and we're just happy to be alive, happy to be healthy, happy to be wealthy, happy to be wise enough to keep going in the music, even when the music forsake me. You see?
Big up yourself, bro.
Come on.
Big up yourself, and on behalf of Lock and Key Entertainment, myself, John Frost, the host, and the whole family, Little Thunder Sound, we want to thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule, because I know you're out there working hard on your EP, making videos and stuff, but you still took the time out to share the beautiful time that you're spending in Santo Domingo with us, and I want to tell you we appreciate it, bro. You know, respect. Right. So what's going on? What's the day like? Like, what's the feeling like right now, relaxing in the Caribbean?
Why, it's a good feeling. This is the first place I've been to traveling in 4 years, cause you know, most of the time I'm in Washington D.C. and just there at the studio I work. I try build my new legacy, and plus the pandemic, I've been down for about 2.5 years now, so it's really no movements, but I had music out there that I put out. I put out the EP in 2020, and the EP grew a lot of legs, and I had to do it organically. Cause me as a youth, I'm not what you call a hear that one your DJ. I mean, I'll walk up to producer and be like, "My bad DJ, DJ," and all them ears. I've always been a producer, songwriter, conceptualizer, and someone who plans and plots and then execute. And that was my talent in Born Jamaican. Born Jamaicans as the group, I was the conceptualizer and the executor of things and making sure that we had the right songs, we had the right concept, we had things that I know would go out there and work. Because if you listen to the songs, it's very avant-garde. I'm not following what's trendy in Jamaica with the hardcore dancehall. Even though I love hardcore dancehall, I love all the new artists. Them big up the teacher. The teacher came and switched the game up and made it an era where you could say what you want to say and say what you feel for say and just express yourself the way you wanted to. And that's something I always believed in. So now that the music and the generation has turned, I can reintroduce my sound and my concepts and my music to a new generation that may be more open to my style and my take on reggae and dancehall. So that's the work, brethren. We just solidifying our legacy outside of what people know us for. Because me I'm one of them little militant soldier them where represent the music everywhere I go. And I'm lucky and blessed enough where my talent transcends even me, where my music goes where places I don't been. Who know that I could come to the Dominican Republic as an individual outside of Bon Jamaicans and do 3 shows in a row. I have people that don't speak English, that speak Spanish, know my music and say, yo, I follow you on YouTube and I know the songs and I like the new songs and you should be bigger. You should be a bigger artist than what you are. And it just sure you say, yo, the work that you're putting in, sometimes you're not going to get the immediate gratification like a lot of the artists are used to. Like, enough of the artists, them put out a video on YouTube, them get 1 million views in a day, then next week nobody no business with them again. So they have to keep on doing it over and over and over and over and again. With me, I can put out a body of work and that work will go out into the world and grow on its own. And as long as we just put the value upon it, you see.
That's what happened when you put your work into quality music, you know.
Right.
As you said, like we're not even getting to the interview, but you're making us know that your music is even surpassing yourself. Like it's in places where you're not even the dream, you know, your voice could have reached. And exactly one of the reasons why you're here with us today. Like you probably didn't even know that your voice had reached my side or my corner of the earth. You know what I say? But you're here.
Right.
Anyways. So let's get started from the grassroots, from the basic. Where were you born?
I was born in Washington, D.C. So I'm the first generation of my family to be born in America. So I'm one of the many youths. So big up the whole Payne family. My family is from all over Jamaica. It started in St. Elizabeth. That's where my grandmother come from. And then she migrated to Town to Kingston. That's my grandmother on my mother's side. My father's mother, my other, rest in peace, Grandma Payne, she lived in Harborview. So at summers, my mom used to send me down to Jamaica. So I spent time in Harborview. I spent time in Pembroke Hall. So I got a real seasoning to what the real Jamaica lifestyle is, the ackee and the saltfish and the yam and banana, rice and peas on Sunday and church and all these things. So even though I was born in the US, my roots
Yeah.
is still embedded in me thanks to my family.
Great.
Yeah.
So you're one of those who were fortunate to get, you were born in America, but you were fortunate to get some of the Jamaican culture because a lot of times you were over there in Jamaica, which is right. So who raised you, like, growing up as a youth? Who were you raised by? Who raised you?
I was raised mostly by my mother, cause you don't know. Big up my father same way. His name is Zigga, but my father was a businessman on the road and also a businessman in the corporate. He used to own a record store in Maryland called Music Box. So, but him did dip on the road as well.
Okay.
So mostly my mother and my grandmother and my auntie raised me. So just growing up, plus my uncle Palmy Lion, and then I got an uncle who lives in Harborview. His name is Freddie Dredd. He runs the oldest sound system from Washington D.C., which is Emperor Sound. So anybody that ever partied it and went to a reggae party in DC back in the 80s and the 90s, up till now, them know about Emperor Sound, as well as over east in Harborview, Rockford, Greenwich Farm, Emperor Sound plays to this day in Jamaica. So big up my uncle Freddie Dredd. So those are the people that raised me and made me the artist and made me the person that I am today.
Right, seeing. Good. Big up Freddie Dredd. Empire Sound, yeah man. Most people in the music, and know about Empire Sound. So what was schooling like? Which school did I attend? Where did you go to school?
So I went to school.
Maybe high school. You don't have to go into the other levels, but like.
So I went to Northwestern High School. I think the most famous people from my high school was a basketball player by the name of Len Bias, who went to the NBA, who was going to the NBA, but this was when I started I think in 87, I'm giving away my age now. Len Bias was graduating and he was going to Maryland University. So I lived right outside of DC near Maryland University, went to Northwestern. Rest in peace to Len Bias. He ended up passing away before he got to live to his full potential. But growing up in high school, music was always my focus. I knew that I felt like music was the gateway for me to see the world, and so said, so done. But academically, I was always a bright student, and I was also into computers. And me being into computers is actually what helped me along in my growing up and finding another passion to fuel my passion of music. So thank God for learning computer work and system engineering and knowing that side of life. And that sustain me right now, because the music is fleeting. One day you're up, the next day you're down. So yeah, man, that was just the education.
I know. So one of my questions would be when and how did you get interested in music? But I hear you just mentioned that at high school you were already dabbling in. But at what age you would say? Was it high school days or was it even before high school? And I heard you mention also your father having record studio.
Right.
So where would you say as a youth you got that interest for music?
It was definitely because of my uncles, Palmy Lion and Freddie Dredd. So my uncle Palmy Lion, in the house, he had a little sound system and he used to have 45 and 12 inches. And I'm an uncle, a Rastaman. So, Friday night, Rastaman, chalice a beat and food I cook and music I play. And me there as a youth, I watch the man them and my uncle go up on the mic and DJ. And I hear the version of them. That's when I learned man like Dennis Brown, because my uncle went to school with Dennis Brown, Sugar Minot. Back in that them time this is the 80s. I'm listening to Lone Ranger. I'm listening to Yellow Man. I'm hearing all these different artists, and I'm just knowing the music. I didn't know what they look like, but I used to imitate what I was hearing. Then when we go on my next grandmother yard, that's where the Sound Emperor was with Freddie Dredd, and they did the same thing. Friday night, chalice a beat, and man them I get on the mic. Some man I sing, some man I DJ. So that's how I got to see singers and DJs combining together to make a style. Even before, I used to hear the music like Cocoa Tea and different DJ. I used to hear Papa San, all of these different artists, but I never knew what they looked like till my auntie bought a VCR. And when she bought a VCR, when we go to the Jamaica like restaurants, I used to see the tapes from stage shows and stuff from back in the day. So that's when I started collecting and that's how we get to see like Sting 85 with Tiger upon it and Yellow Man and Shinehead and all these different artists. And I'm like, oh, these are real people. So that's just the Jamaican side. Not to mention, I'm in America, so hip hop is growing at the same time. So I'm seeing Run DMC, the Fat Boys. It just became a passion. Those was like my superheroes. Those was my collector's item. Like you come in on my room, it's just cassette tapes, 45 singles, and then worse, my father got have a record store now. So each chance when I go see my father and I'm in a record store, I just go behind the counter and take up the whole of the new CD. Well, it was tapes back then. The whole of the tape them, and I just engulf myself in music. Was my other school and my other university that raised me, because all of these people just fueled my imagination and made me feel like, yo, I have to do this as an individual one day. So I saw it start.
Oh, great. You know, I like this. I like the whole story, the explanation.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah, man.
from that, we kind of get like, you know, you have some people who choose music after a while because they see it as a way, you know, out or whatever. But you sound like you actually grow into music. Like music was there from inception, and you just, you know, you just evolve into it.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a whole line of artists and, you know, even soundman and whatever. But who would you say? And you know, your dad had the record store and all that. But is there anyone that you would say personally that inspired you, that you really look up to above all the others that you know and see?
I mean, all of those artists that I mentioned inspired me. But when I seen the birth of Shabba Ranks, because I watched Shabba from Jamaica days when he was running around with the different sound systems and everything, and then him get him visa and then him come off foreign. So I used to be in the record store and I heard all the 40. I used to hear Shabba songs before everybody else. So me hear like, in Jamaica there's a party, beanie for you and all the girl. I used to hear all of those songs and I was like, yo. Before him, you know, it was the Zilly Bones Gang. And then it was more the early B type of DJ and the Yellow Man type of DJ. But when I heard Shabba, I was like, yo, Shabba have this aggressive style to his voice.
Yeah,
and it sound like, it almost sound like him a rap, but in my top patois. And in my deal with the girls, them wicked. So I used to pay a lot of attention to Shabba. And just to see him go from the streets of Jamaica, become the biggest thing in Jamaica, then actually come to America, become big in America, and then get signed to a record label. That was the first time I seen a Jamaican make it from the mud. Cause we know how hard it is for your artists. I don't like nowhere you can use the internet and do a little hype and bleach your skin, and you might, if you have said the right thing, you have a boss. Them time there you have to put in a whole heap of work just for your name to get out there. From cassette days to CD, there was no internet back there. People didn't have iPhones, so the music had to register in people's psyche for them to remember who you is. So I always credit Shabba as my first Jamaican inspiration as far as for be a DJ and what a DJ can become. Then we started the Bujus and the Bounty Killers and everybody else and the Dave Kelly era, and I said, yo, Jamaica is not to be played with as far as artistry, writing songs, making music. Nowhere in the world could compete with Jamaica. They try to fight Jamaica down so much, but somehow, some way, it's always a new artist that say, yeah, hear me? We set the trend, we lock the whole world, and there's nothing you can do about it. And right now, you got Cartel that nobody in the entire universe can go around. The man in that jail, and the man still run everything as far as on a world international level. I don't think there's no artist that have as much influence and as much power and as much significant in our music than him. So I gotta respect him.
Yeah. Yo, you spit a lot of knowledge. You spit a lot of knowledge just now, because when you talked about Shabba, you didn't just give Shabba his rating that he deserved and just let it be like that. You kind of went a little bit into it, saying that the reason why you give him that amount of respect is for who know where Shabba is coming from, Spanish Town in the ghetto, from you know, poor family, you know, a little old lady, Mama Christie, you know, like any other Jamaican family with not much. You know, have a youth and him grew up in the ghetto, in the slum, like many of our other youths. But he chose music, and he brought music to a level where he was recognized on a world stage and given a Grammy. You understand? Like, them times there was others before, and we're not belittling or berating anyone. But Shabba actually showed a lot of youths that it can even get to other level from where you want to see a Bob Marley or a Dennis Brown or a Super Cat or a Ninja Man bring it. He brought it to the next level. I was gonna say you credit yourself and you always talk about your big voice. Was Shabba also influential in that sense?
When I say, when I tell people, cause I heard there's an artist called Big Vice in Jamaica. I'm big him up, All of us are Big Vice. To me, when I say out of Big Vice, the Big Vice is actually a style of DJing that myself, Shabba Rankin, Buju Banton, Terror Fabulous, a whole up we have that. You don't know. Everywhere we go on, we grow up, we have that baritone Big Vice sound. So the Big Vice is actually a style of DJing, but me just take it on as a moniker because usually everywhere I go, I'm the loudest person on the stage and on the mic. But we know say there's louder people than me in a dance hall. So I'm representing that style of DJing because DJ changed now. Now in a Jamaica, the North Coast, Montego Bay, and the country style of DJing, which is a more lighter, finer voice. Cartel is the one who actually mastermind and made it popular, and then all of his pupils that came after him have adopted this style, and that is now what kids like. They don't really like my rough, growly type of style. They like the melodic, inner your nose type. Say me as a man, that's the style of DJing that connects more now. But the Big Voice are the foundation for the DJ them. So that's why I say are the Big Voice.
You're right. So Edley Shine, people, we're here. You know it's hot topic, that's why you're here. Your favorite Sunday evening talk show with John O'Frass and presented by Lack and Key Entertainment, Like a Thunder Sound. And we're here with Mr. Edley Shine. We're getting to know his journey, his story. So Edley, you were a part of the duo Born Jamaican, right?
Born Jamaican. It's funny because I met a youth from the UK and he said, in the UK, they know you as Born Jamaicans. And I was like, no, it's Born Jamaicans. He was like, I always called you Born Jamaicans. But the reason why we did that and called ourselves Born Jamaicans, because for one, it gave us a unique identity. And we knew, because you got to remember that when we were putting out music, it was 1992. And Jamaica was all about Jamaican hardcore dancehall. Y'all talk about the Pentos era where Terror Fabulous, Buju, Dave Kelly, Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, everybody's running dancehall. And here come two youths from America now where I blend hip hop and reggae music together. So we weren't a part of the original fraternity of music that was coming out of Jamaica, but we are the Jamaicans. We are the kids from foreign whose parents came to America to find a better life, and they had kids, and they instilled the Jamaican culture in those kids. Those are the Jamaicans that we came out and represented. Still showing love to our Jamaican roots, but we have that little foreign advantage, as they would say in Jamaica. And we got a big fight from Jamaica for that, because they was like, oh, them youth that, me never see them youth that stand up wrong at arrows and I wait now the sun for man for cut dub plate with them. Me never see them in front of the studio. I wait for the producer to let them in. Them never go through the fire. Forget now the business. Them just get signed off a dancehall music and then them just release tune. Then worse to make it even worse, our first single was Boom Shock Attack, which was what they call an interploitation of a song that was popular in Jamaica called Mr. Luxury by Ronnie Twaite. So that singing part of our first single, Boom Shock Attack, the wickedest time, me and my girl, I come, Born Jamaica, steer the place down. That was an interploitation that the singer did of Ronnie Twaite's Mr. Luxury. And Jamaica did have we have said we thief Ronnie Twaite tune and we never pay him. And we're gone from Billboard and we're there on BET, and them youth are some little foreign youth were still Jamaica style. That was the undertone of the industry. But little do people know that we actually cleared our interploitation of Ronnie Twaite's song with Ronnie Twaite, and he has publishing on the song. Not to mention the melody that he used in Mr. Luxury is Forever Young. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. So he was copying the song. We copied his copy of his copy. So I tell that story to tell that, from the inception of Born Jamaicans, it was always a misunderstanding. Was I Jamaican? Was the other singer Jamaican? Were they just American kids imitating Jamaica, or were they? And we got a big fight. Like, none of our songs back then really got played in Jamaica like that. I think Stone Love played our songs a little bit, but you know, none of the major radio stations, none of the big selector them ever played Born Jamaicans. But if you go across the street to Trinidad, or you go to any other Caribbean island, we were the hottest group at the time. We just never conquered Jamaica.
Wow. So I was gonna ask you. So when as I mentioned to them that you're a part of a group, so
Right.
when did you actually started in music? Because you started with the group, but when did you actually started, and then when did you know, eventually branch off and started your solo career? Tell us about all of that.
So I'm gonna try to make this as truncated as possible because it's a long story. But I met the singer of the group Born Jamaicans at my father's record store. I was interning there one summer, and he came in and he was buying 45s. Back then they had 12 inches, which had the original song and then the version on the back. So I said, why are you buying all these versions? He said, I sing, and I'm going down to the club to sing tonight over the mic. I'm like, cool. I was like, I do my DJ thing too. So I saw we link up. We exchanged information. He came over the yard. I had a little sound system set up at the yard. So I heard his voice. Now, me being such a student of music, student of singers, and student of hip hop and reggae, I recognize, yo, that you have a wicked voice, you know. But the only thing, he was more imitating Pinchers and Pliers and different singers from Jamaica. And I said, you know what, sir? Could I write some original songs so you have your own songs that people could learn and love, and you could use your voice in your own way and not have to imitate people? So me, the one would sit down for the first time and wrote out a song for him. And those songs became songs on our first album, songs like Sweet Honey, songs like, you know, my DJing parts on one. And so a lot of the songs that became popular with Born Jamaicans are songs that I wrote, because I had the conception in my mind of what our songs should sound like, how they should be visualized. So moving on, the group, we did a demo tape, and then we started doing like talent shows. We went to the Apollo, we did different things, and everybody was like, yo, I've seen singers and DJs do this in dancehall, but there's something unique. There's something beauty and the beaches about his looks and your looks, the black youth and the light skinned youth, the gruff voice and the sweet singing. So people saw the potential of what we could be. What ended up happening, we were working on a demo, and a Jamaican by the name of Kit Walker moved to LA, but he was back in DC. He originally was in DC and he moved to LA, and he said, yo, I'm living in California now. I like what you guys are doing. When you finish your demo, send it to me, because I'm meeting music people and industry people all the time. So we gave him our demo, and so be it that he met Leslie Cooney from Delicious Vinyl, which is now Delicious Vinyl Island. And she was looking for a reggae act because she go to Jamaica all the time. And she was trying to sign different reggae artists, but you don't know already. The Jamaican artists, them, white lady from California down at Jamaica, give me $1 million. I just saw them stay. So she was having a hard time signing people. So when she met us, it was two American kids that sound very close to what she loved about the Jamaican artists. And she was like, y'all here, y'all have your own sound. I could work with y'all. Let's try to make a deal. So they signed us for a single deal at first, which was our first single, Boom Shakatak. And they said, yo, if it sells 30,000 copies, we'll exercise the right for you to have an album. I think Boom Shakatak did 50,000 or 60,000 within the first month. And even more ironic, when Boom Shakatak, the single, blew up, our very first tour was the Shabba Rankin tour after he won the Grammys. So imagine how I felt a year before. I was sitting on my couch watching Shabba collect the Grammy, watching Shabba rip up, watching videos with Shabba. And the very next year, I'm on tour opening for Shabba Rankin as an artist. Yo, if lightning could be caught in a bottle and I could go back and just look at that time again and realize the happiness that I felt to see that, yo, I actually grew up watching this man ascend to that level and then end up getting to his level myself, yo. It's a different type of feeling, brethren. That's one of the things in my life that I will never forget. And I know that there is a God. And if you visualize something in your mind and you dream about it, it can become reality. So that's how the group got started.
Yeah, wow. That's very inspiring, you know.
Yeah.
I like that story. So you guys did it for how long?
So the group started in 92 and we dropped 2 albums. We dropped Kids from Foreign, which was in 1994, and then we dropped Yardcore, which I believe was the end of 97. And so about 8 years the group was together, and a lot of ups and downs, a lot of touring. We got to see the world, but the interesting thing was that we were signed to an independent label, and it made me learn how labels are structured. You have major labels, which are your Universals, your Sonys, your Warner Brothers. Then you have what they call umbrella independent labels, like Empire and the things that are today. So Delicious Vinyl was an independent label, but they had major backing. When we got there, they were with Island Records, and then they moved over to Atlantic. So what they would do, because Delicious Vinyl was so successful independently, because Delicious Vinyl had records like Tone Loc, Wild Thing, brum, 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 and Young MC Bust a Move. So they made money independently back then. So they were getting so they had millions of dollars. So they could sign a group, put them in the studio, record them, get the videos done, get everything done, and then take it to the major corporation for the marketing and the radio play and the video play. So us being on Delicious Vinyl, I think that was an advantage because we got to make the music we wanted to make. It wasn't a major label telling us, yo, you have to be commercial and, you have to wear this type of clothes. They just let us be us, and then they pick what songs they want to promote, and we put them out. And by the grace of God, people just log on to a frequency. So Delicious Vinyl was the label, and we toured. We went to Europe a little bit. We went to Canada, but the other downside of the independent label with being in the group was that we weren't getting that major push. And I'll give you an example. Like, we dropped a song called "Send My Love" when Action was hot, and we were on the same label as Terra Fabulous and Nadine Sutherland, which was East West through Atlantic. So they had 2 reggae records. Back then, you only could get 1 reggae record on American radio at a time. They wasn't letting 2 and 3 and 4, no, where you'll hear 4 Afrobeat records on the radio. And it's still to this day, it almost seemed like they only let 1 reggae song through every couple of years, and then them kind of stifle the thing and act like there's no other hot reggae songs out there. So we fell into that box where they were signed directly to the label and had the support of Atlantic, where we was on an offshoot label. So we weren't getting the full promotions like they were. So then you see Action take off on the radio and getting played everywhere. And we had this big song, "Send My Love," produced by Salam Remy, who was also the producer of the Fugees. And so we thought, and this is when Fugees had "Killing Me Softly" and all of them big tunes on the big album collecting Grammys. So we say, we produced by the same producers as them. The tune wicked, radio loved the tune, but we weren't getting no airplay because we didn't have support of the major label. So that was one of my first lessons in the music business of the politics and how things work. And it put a wedge in the group because we kept going through that with our record company, where we would release songs, they would be hot in the Caribbean, they'd be hot on the video, everybody loved it, but people could not find the CD or buy the cassette back then because of the distribution issue with the major label and them not wanting an offshoot group to be bigger than the group that they signed, that they're responsible for, even though it's the same pool of money that they're going to be making, whether the 2 away hot or 1 away hot. You would think they would want everybody to be hot, but that was just one of the many things being in a group and being in the music industry where you have to learn. So, yeah. So the group broke up in '98, and from there, boy, Brethren, I'll tell you, it was couches, it was sleeping on the floors, because you have to understand, when the group broke up, the record label released me. I asked them, because me and the singer announced that he's leaving the group. And he disappears. He goes blank on me. I can't call him. He not at his house, nothing. And this is my brethren for 8 years. Me and him are run road. And then the man just cut me off for him own personal reasons against me and against what's going on with the music and the record label. And so it's time for me to either show and prove. So I'm telling the label, let me go in the studio. I'm always writing the songs and putting the concepts. Let me start working on some new music and see if we can figure out what I'm going with the group. Label, think about it. I said, boy, Edley, we don't have no money to do that right now. And if it's not the group, we don't feel there's anything we can do. So I said, all right, then just release me then, because it don't make no sense. You hold on to me. I got to eat. I got to make money. So me get released. Like within the next 2 weeks, me release coming out of me. I said, all right. Me start right. It was Mad Lion that called me and said, yo, Edley, Wagwan, I heard the group broke up. And I said, yo, Lion, right now, I just need to be on the road because I got bills. I got my family I got to take care of. So he said, yo, he said, I have a new album that I'm working on for KRS-One and Warner Brothers. Come over LA with me and, we get your apartment and just, me know say you are the bad songwriter out of the group. Come and sit at when I work with you. So just come over. So I got to go over there. And for 5 years, I was in California writing with Mad Lion, touring with Mad Lion. And that's why Mad Lion is my brother to this day, because Mad Lion went to South America. And I didn't go on the first trip, but he came back and he said, yo, brethren, they booked me for 2 more shows in South America. I can't pay you what you really worth, but I'm going to give you your money. Come down there and see the reaction to your music, because they played your music in the club and people went crazy. So I'd never been to South America at that point. So I'm like, yo, all right, let me see where I'm going. So he promoter booked me. I fly to South America. Brethren, the first show is in Medellin, Colombia. About maybe 1,500 people in that club. I'm going to walk out. Mad Lion introduces me, crowd go crazy. So I'm like, all right, maybe they just hype because it's another Black American Jamaican. They like reggae music. You see, when the start sing Yardcore, brethren, the entire audience from front to back is singing the song back to me. Now, these are Spanish-speaking people that don't speak English. I'm like, I'm with it. So I'm like, all right, they know that song. And then I played another song. I did another song off of the Yardcore album called Wherever We Go. Boom, boom, boom. It's based off of Barrington Levy, the rhythm, Revolution. Boom, boom, boom. And this is a song that I wrote entirely, like from beginning to end. I wrote the whole song. We give it to the singer and say, yo, this is how you sing it. I even demoed it for him. When the song played in the club, brethren, you could feel the building lift up off of, yo. I said, yo, this can't be real, God. Like, they singing the song back to me. I haven't even started singing. The whole crowd singing the song. I'm like, so I look at Lion and Lion say, yo, you see with me, I tell you, brethren, you have so much greatness in you. Don't make nobody steal your greatness from you. This is your legacy. It's always been your legacy. So don't make nobody steal your legacy from you. And from that day on, I knew that I had to become my own person outside of Born Americans, no matter how long it takes, because people always put you in a box. Your first impression is your best impression. And people want to box you in, especially when you come from a group. And after seeing documentaries like Tribe Called Quest documentary and different groups, I learned that people mind is that's just how they are. They see something that's a unit and then they pick it apart and pick their favorite things that's appealing to them, but they don't really know what makes that unit connect and what makes it cohesive and what's behind the scenes making it work. So I know I'm going on, yo, but it's a lot, man. I have a long story, man.
It's all good. Like, these are the things that I want the interview to be like, like this is how I want it to be. I want the people to understand the realness of the journey, the struggles, the good times, the bad times.
Right.
So this is how I want my guests to come on and let the people know what it's really like beyond the music that you hear out there. The struggles, the things you go through, the good times, the bad times. So what is one of your best experience on the journey so far? Don't feel like you're talking too much. This is what we want.
All right. My best experience on the journey, because all right, from 1998 till 2020, that was a 20-something year, 23-year, 24-year span of me putting out little songs here and there, remixes. I remember going to Jamaica. I'm gonna go check all the hottest producers from Stephen McGregor, anybody with it around the place. And you got to understand, I'm coming from Born Americans. And I was naive when I went down there, because I'm like, all right, me not have the major label money. We can't get them something towards it, but we just want to go down there and show the man them say, yo, me's a good songwriter, me's a bad DJ and I'm on right. I know I could find somebody in Jamaica to work with me based on the talent that they see within the group. Why was I wrong? Every month, a man give me a thing called, yo, the rhythm full up. I'll never forget it. And I said, the rhythm full up, but you have Pro Tools, brethren, your hard drive can't full up. But he's telling me, yo, I got all the pieces I need for what I'm doing down here. And you coming down here checking me on some, yeah, try build back your thing now go work for me. But they did it and they didn't say it like that, but the actions. And it was Zigzag from Copper Shot, Sean Paul brother, that sat me down because I told him I was in Jamaica and I was trying to jump on some rhythms and all that. And he's like, yo, brethren, said, I'm gonna be real with you, Edley Shine. You don't belong here in Jamaica. Yo, Jamaica is not for you. He's like, he showed me like 4 artists that was sitting in the courtyard of the studio. He's like, you see them man, you don't know your brethren. He was like a stranger to them, but I know who you are. I know I grew up studying your sound, studying you and the singer. I'm gonna know how bad you is. He's like, yo, go home and find your way back the same way or you do it before with the group, find it for yourself. And he said the same thing. He's like, your legacy, none of them man where you say, boy, yeah, where I try to do them thing right now, nah go reach your levels, bro. The best thing them I go do is run Jamaica, probably go over Europe, go do a little thing. But you done pass them level, yeah, where you need for come down here and come ask a man for nothing. Go back at your yard, brethren. Jamaica not for you. I'll never forget that. Big up Zigzag, because when he told me that, it registered in my mind that, yo, I'm in foreign territory. As much as I feel connected to Jamaica, and as much as I feel like it's my people, and them are going to look out for me, I'm a stranger. I'm a Jamaican in Kingston City. Oh, I'm an alien. So when that, I could have stayed down there, you know. I could have stayed down here and fight with it, and maybe eventually go up on a rhythm. But even with that, if I go up on a rhythm and the tune get big in Jamaica and everything, it's not what I came from. So me having a hot song in Jamaica, it means something to myself as a youth who grew up amongst Jamaicans and everything. But in the span of my career, it ain't gonna help me. I have to go back to my levels that I came from. And you see, as I do that, I come back home and I had to figure out, yo, how I'm gonna fund recording, making music, because remember now I know how to make music professionally. Like all my songs had videos and marketing and all this thing. Why would I put out a song by itself? Nobody knows that I sing it. Nobody can see my face or anything. And then Jamaica started catching up with that. Like now, all of the artists them in Jamaica, most of them when them drop them single, them have a video tweet, them have artwork. Yeah, I get the email blasts and all them things there. So the Jamaica industry caught up to how America runs it. So me having that mindset, I say, you know what? No touring now going because people don't want to book me because they don't know if I can hold the stage on my own. Even though me are the main person in a bunch of Americans, people don't see me as that. They see me as the sidekick. So I say, all right, man, for all a 9 to 5. So thank God the computer side of me from high school kicked in and I was able to get a nice computer job in America. I'm a stay there. I'm a save my money, brethren, over the years. And then 1 year in 2016, me decide studio, me buy camera, me buy computer equipment, everything me need for make music on my own. I'm gonna learn how to edit my videos, me learn videography and all these things. So now when we're ready for push out back as an individual, I'm my own person now. Me not have to depend on no man. No man can't come tell me say rhythm full up. Brethren, me have a million rhythms sit on here to my liking, to my choice. So that right there, I would encourage any artist where I watch this interview right now, out of all the rambling that you heard me do, empower yourself. Like a Shensia right now, like a Spice right now, like everybody that's signed to a major record label, take the advance money and build your own infrastructure. Don't depend upon the major label marketing machine, because one day, if the music not performing to their level, them are gonna cut you off. And when them cut you off, you wanna know, say, all right, we can still make a song. see my video team over here, so see my marketing team over here. So I have my relationship them when I build over the years with different people. So me know say any song me put out, it have a reach out to everybody. You don't want a record company to have that power over you because their goal is to turn you in a star, bleed you dry, and then throw you back to where you came from. And you don't want that. I don't want to see no artist go through that in 2021. What you want to do is use them resources and build up your own thing and fulfill your contract with them and then cut them off and do your own thing and be your owner done. Have your own door key for your own studio, have your own video man, have your own everything. So you can empower yourself and then you can go back to your community now and say, yo, any little bad artist will have a good attitude where can tech talking and tech instruction and learn the music business. Me I go work with you and me can facilitate all of the things them where a major record label can do. So that's my thing there right now.
I hear what you're saying. Words of encouragement, but at the end of the day too, sometimes it's better to make it work together than to, like, of course you have to empower yourself and you have to prepare yourself for any downfall or any, But, but I hear what you're saying.
And in the same breath of you saying that, by empowering myself, now when I come to Jamaica, I have the resources where I could hire a videographer in Jamaica and spend the money with him. Even though I know everything that I can do for myself, no man is an island. I could hire a Jamaican publicist and pay her fee. I could hire a Jamaica street team for go hand out my CD them and all that. I could be my own boss. So empowering yourself means that you can employ other people and actually give back to the culture that inspired you. So definitely.
So you're encouraging the artists whatever to make sure they invest in themselves whilst they're being signed to label. But would you say that? Are you saying that? You're not saying that. I should say you're not saying that it's not important to have a big label or a name or someone to manage your studio career. But you're saying they should also empower themselves that in case something should go, sideways with the label, or so you can also help yourself. But
absolutely,
it's also very important and one of the best things that you can have a label, a big name, or somebody there to drive your career. Is that what?
This is true.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to understand. So you're not saying that everybody should try to empower themselves to get away from a label.
It's not for everybody,
or whatever. Yeah. But you're
I
saying
definitely will put the disclaimer. It's only for the lion-hearted ones. And you're absolutely right. Having a major label, because even my downside of being independent and putting out music is I don't have the Spotify playlisting. I don't have Audio Mac trending. I don't have YouTube where you pull up reggae on YouTube and you see Edley Shine on the front page. Because I'm not part of that ecosystem of major labelness, they will see my music and bypass it because there's like, is Frank at Universal working this? Is Dave at Warner Brothers working this? Does Steve over at Sony have anything to do with it? He's doing this by himself? Oh, they don't know why. He's just trying. Eventually, he's going to have to come through us because we run this. That's how the major labels work.
Sad. But when before, because we're kind of getting close to the 4 o'clock hours, and I want to ask you a lot of more things. You have a new EP, we want to talk about it. There's some more songs here that I didn't even touch on that are great, and I want to maybe touch on one and two of them so you can talk to the people about them. But Edley Shine now, you said, we break off from Banja American and we're doing our solo career. When did that started? And you kind of mentioned before, but I want you to go into it so some others, young artists can hear, or anyway, any young entrepreneur can hear and see. When you decided to branch by yourself, what are some of the strategies you used to get yourself started? You said you get a job and whatever, and when would you say that was? Which year compared to where we are now? And how did you do it, basically?
So, when I started my individual endeavors, the first thing I had to have a studio to record myself because at this time, it was a lot of years that passed. So people basically assumed that I stopped doing music, but it wasn't that I stopped doing music. I had to find the resources to put out my music the right way. So having a studio is important right now. Having a laptop, having an interface, having a mic, because even for a young artist in Jamaica right now, if you know how to record yourself in Pro Tools, you're actually creating commerce for yourself because you can record the song and send it to the producer, get the quality up with the producer and everything, and then when the song get hot and it's time for cut dub plates and do your drops and all them things, then you know if you do that yourself, so you don't have to go to studio and wait upon the engineer or nobody for sort out the thing. You can sort out the thing for yourself. So that helped me. As far as putting out the music now, I knew that I needed a publicist because I had a publicist back in Born American Day. So Flair is somebody I've known for years since high school days, and I knew that she had a certain type of reach amongst the community, amongst the bloggers and everything. So even when I started putting out my songs, you know, I called Flair and like, yo, can we work out a budget to where you do the publicity on these songs? And she worked with me, and we've been working ever since. And since working with me, she's acquired a lot more clients because they see the work that she's done for me. So big up to Flair, big up to Wendy Almond, big up to Powerhouse Global Media, all the different umbrellas of publicists that come together to publicize the works that I do. And then it was just production, finding somebody that understood my sound, understood where I was coming from, but also could bring me into the modern times. So I met a producer in about 2015 named Rose Summers. He's from Irish Hill. He used to be the in-house producer at Down Sound. So he used to work directly beside Scatter. So the man knew the thing. Like when we say bad songwriter, when we say rhythm producer, but the thing about it was he's one of those open-minded younger Jamaicans. So he listens to hip hop, he listens to country, he listens to blues. So when I started giving him an idea, like if I was to give an idea like Babylon Breeze to like a regular producer in Jamaica, and I said, why that not gonna make it DJ? You're not talking about the streets and what going downtown and underneath the girl them and where the girl them forget none of church and all these things. Nah, man, you have to go hard, brethren. Jamaica want here, hardcore thing. But that's not me. That's never been me. So I had to find a producer that understood my perspective of where it was, which is a foreign perspective. So meeting Rose Summers, and Rose Summers was integral in developing Coffee. He was integral in, he wrote a lot of big tunes. I ain't saying he wrote for Coffee, but conceptualized the production-wise. He also worked with Tommy Lee. I watched him build a rhythm bed for Infrared. So I heard Infrared before it even came out with Cartel and Massacre. I watched him make the bed for the rhythm, and then it goes, and then the rest of them do them extra production for it. But my sister said, yo, that youth, wicked producer. Anybody in Jamaica, go look for a youth named Rose Summers. Summers with a Z. You see that youth there? I'm one of the baddest producer, artists, writers I ever seen in my life. And I put that on my family. So working with him, he produced Babylon Breeze, he produced Factory Sin, he produced Big Man Thing. And then he linked me up with Rhythm Boss. Rhythm Boss did Parked Up, and he did another song on the EP. Rhythm Boss, I think his biggest tune today is Scorched Earth that he did for Cartel. So I had producers that was in the mix for the EP. Also Can't Recover, which is like a throwback. That was made on the same keyboard that the Slang Thing, so I have that vibe there. And I put the EP together, the pandemic hit, and I decided, yo, I had everything in place. I had my publicist. It's just that I knew that I wasn't going to be able to hit the road and go down to Jamaica and do my street promotions and maybe go to the UK and everything. So I just say, yo, man, I just go for it, brethren. At least I know that everybody is at home sitting down. So if my EP comes across, them are going to get I want to listen, because what else you got to do? And so said, so done. When Babylon Breeze came out, yo, every DJ that was a fan of me from them time that till now was like, yo, you know, say it's a hit song, this DJ. Me never know, say you could have carry your vibes like this, and you change it up and you have like a melody anytime. You're smooth with it. Yo, the man them say, yo, but I knew one thing that was against me was that I didn't have the major label backing, so it wasn't going to go on the big playlist. I knew that Jamaica selectors wouldn't play it because it doesn't fit in the mold of Wagwan right now with the yard vibes and the trap dancehall and all that. But good music, I know over time somebody of influence is going to discover Babylon Breeze and play it and introduce it to the rest of the people that missed it when we released it. So I just time my energy and patience with
Yeah,
my
man.
music.
And I played that song before. That was my first track I played earlier. So now that
Right.
you're talking about it, I'm gonna let them hear it right
All
now,
right.
based on how you're talking about it, and then they might get what we're both hearing
Cool.
and saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only
Only
are the big five. World premiere. Mic check 1, 3. Right, you know I'm really in my bag. Right, you know I'm really in my bag.
Me just a fling on me clock such concrete. Gone out a road food off a head. Cruising past bad mind and haters. We coulda never let we down. We just a live like a good vibes where we need. See them a want for my youth why they pray. When we wicked out them can't live boy. Them coulda never let we down. And I stay cool as a Babylon breeze. Holding my bed, smoking trees. And I stay cool as a Babylon breeze. With my sexy lady from the West Indies. Long time, them know you know big vibes I push through. 90s juggernaut, my you do you. Oh, them artists must be voodoo. Like a hurricane, every year I fi pass through. With the pretty face dumper truck behind you. Come check the big vibes, him will sign you. Them say my hot and my temperature rising. Me stand firm with no compromising. And I stay cool as a Babylon breeze.
People, you're here. You hear
Yeah.
that right here. Maybe some of you hearing it for the first time. So premiere and hot topic, cool like Babylon Breeze. Yo,
for real.
you see? Yeah, what you saying? Say what you wanna say.
I'm just saying that, yo, I know Babylon Breeze have the potential to be a big song in Jamaica. It's just for one of these people that's not a byproduct of biasness, that know good music, I know a big song when them see it and hear it, they just play it on Jamaica radio. Play it on Jamaica radio for 1 week. And if people don't log on to the frequency, you don't have to play it again in your life. But at least give it a chance. And I know every major selector, I know every major radio personality has this song in their Serato crate because it gets sent to everybody. But true, it never said Edley Shine Universal. True, it never said Edley Shine Warner Brothers. True, it never said Edley Shine Sony Music. Them bypass it. But check it out, guaranteed. And I did it for my culture. Cause Babylon Breeze is something that I heard by my uncle who's a Rasta when we're going out of the car. Him say, yo, turn on the Babylon Breeze, cause the place too hot. So
Yeah.
the concept come from Jamaica. So don't go around the thing.
What you mean? Yeah, man, you have some great songs, man, and you know you're
Respect,
doing good. It's just time. And
Yeah.
if I like to elaborate on something just to make it clear. So
Yeah.
you're telling the youth them that listen, you have to, as I said, empower yourself, equip yourself. You have to make sure you can also help yourself. So you have to make sure you have your little studio. You know, you can do your little tracks. You know, you can get your pro tool and as best as you can make your track sound good. Even if you're starting, it's good to have all of that because therefore you can make a track and send it to a bigger producer and let them hear you. And from that, they might just like what them hear because you actually did some work to it. You actually had your own little studio setting and you produce it how you could. And you know, then now they will come in and put the, you know, the big man twist on it as you would may call it, lack of better words. And then that's how you can probably get out there. So you're not saying that the youth them will just get up and create a studio and just bust from them own self.
Nah, that'll never happen.
Extra help. You know me I say, but at the same time equip yourself so you can you know, put yourself out there. And when the extra help come now and you start get the call them for the dub plate, you already have your little studio setting. So you know if you run up and down behind nobody, you can help yourself now and fix your little dub plate.
I'm gonna give you a modern example of that. Look upon the little youth when they Nation Boss. The man take him phone
Yeah.
and the man sing him song. You know me youth man. This is why me not like humans. And a bigger producer see the man little viral clip and carry the man to a studio and produce a whole song for him. Suppose that the man just bun weed every day and sit up on corner with them brethren, them a drink Guinness and everything, and never sat down all I met say, you know, say, I'm gonna do something for myself, come and know some I have a bad song, and sat down and recorded itself and uploaded it to Instagram. That's what I really mean. That little self-sufficient mentality of creating a world for yourself and then make people live in it. That that are the key to all artists right now. It's good to have a team, and that will come, but you have to prove yourself. That's why I name my EP based on talent, because you have a thing where people say music is business. You need to learn business. You need to learn contracts. You need to learn this. You need to learn that. That is important. Don't get me wrong. You need to know the music business, because if you don't, then we'll sign you and turn you in a fool. But at the same time, no, you will build no team. You will have no manager. You will have no record label. You will have no entourage. You will have no fans. It's all based on your talent, the talent of self-sufficiently, self-drive, and putting in the work for yourself. Build it, and they will come. That's in the Bible.
So you mentioned also earlier that you did some 9 to 5 in between, you know, music and stuff.
Right.
The music is not always up and running. Vernica, big up yourself, and I'm a real friend. Yeah, man. What are some of the things that the fans wouldn't know about Edley Shine? What are some of the other things that you do?
So right now I'm a system engineer for NASA. So I work directly with people from NASA. So, and I'm proud. It used to be kind of a thing where I didn't want nobody to know that I had a job. Even one day I was coming off the subway going to work, and a man see me and say, you work? The thing say you're rich and up on the side of the hill somewhere retire. I'm like, nah, brethren, we all gotta work. Even when you make your music and use a triple platinum Grammy winning artist, is work. I watch Shabba Rankin back in them time, they do 8 show for 8 days straight. By the 8th show, Shabba Rankin voice, what's up? And him still have to go out and perform for your hour. You think him really did want to go out there and perform and know say him tired and everything? It was a job. He had to work. He made a commitment to the people and his fans, so he had to work. So the same thing applies with your 9 to 5. And I knew that my 9 to 5 was going to allow me the luxury to do things on my own and build up my own infrastructure. So when I present myself to people in some music, they said, boy, Edley Shine, I'm really impressed that you have your business together and a running thing where you come beg me something like, yeah, try come on my studio for come voice, and you need me to do this and do that for you, and you need money for pay your baby mother and all that. Nah, like I made sure anybody I approach on some music thing, I'm bossed up. I already have everything I need. I just need the extra push and those doors open that's open to everybody else that's signed to these major labels. I put in the work. I deserve the opportunity to be in the room with those folks. But one day to come, if it's not through me, maybe it's going to be through an artist that I produce that may have the opportunity for day in the room with the people that's the movers and the shakers of reggae music, the movers and the shakers of the international market. And my music will get heard on a more wider scale. I'm not afraid to destroy and rebuild. I think that's what God taught me between the time Born Jamaicans broke up and now. It's like, brethren, sometimes I have to destroy certain things in your life because it's leading you down a path I don't want you to go. This is the road I want you to walk, and have faith. It may seem hard. It may feel hard. You may feel like time I run out. Yeah, I get old and nobody not going to listen to you because you're old now. And he was like, don't worry about none of that. I'm going to give you exactly what you deserve on my time. And when it's time for you to get that blessing, I'm going to give it to you. So I'm going to believe in all that, brethren. So I'm going to just follow the Father and do my work. Same way.
Seeing. Big up, man. I like that. Mm-hmm. So with the maturity, the experience that you gain over the years, from born Jamaican until doing your own thing, is there anything that you would do different if you could undo and do this again? What are some of the things that you would do different to ensure a better part in the music?
Why, that's a tough one, because it's a lot of personal things. But I will say this to all the young artists out there, whether you're an individual or you're a group. My greatest lesson that I learned in music, because of the type of spirit that I have and what dwells within me, you have to be very, very careful who you share your blessings with. Because some people come in your life to learn what your blessings is and take that energy there and go use it for themselves. So be aware. I'm not saying that you know for work with people and you know for give on to your brother and share the wealth, but also keep in mind that you have to stay focused on what your goal is. Make sure your name is on the marquee and all your credits is on everything that you do. So if you're right,
Sorry about that, people. I don't know. Suddenly, I don't know. Maybe a battery died or something. I don't know. Edley Shine just got cut off unexpected to, I guess, to both of us. But let us give him a few seconds, a few minutes, and see if we can have him back so we could wrap up the interview. People, I'm here, your host, your boy, you know, John Frost, Big Up Black and Key Entertainment. Each and every Sunday we present to you one of the hottest interview talk show on the planet, Hot Topic Show. And you don't know, we took a break and we're back, we're here, we're live. Also, people, on the same break, just remember that Welcome to Sound Clash is back and we're up and running. Last night was crazy introduction round. If you missed that, you can go back there and watch it over there on Welcome to Sound Clash pages on Facebook and also on YouTube. So go check that out. And you know, as I said, we're just starting back our Hot Topic show. So we have with us today Mr. Edley Shine, and he's here. We have been through a lot of experience, a lot of his journey, his story from where he's coming from the duo, the group band Jamaican, now doing his thing solo with a brand new EP. I've featured some of those songs earlier so you guys could hear what it's like, you know. I want to say thanks and big up to everybody who was tuned in this evening. If you pass through for an hour or two, a minute, half an hour, big up yourself, big up to all who leave a comment, big up to all the real Hot Topic fans. I know you guys been looking forward to the show restarting, and now we're here, we're back. Rachel K, big up yourself, and big up the whole Rachel K show. You know, I said DJ Red Rose, Veronica, my friend, big up yourself. Jacqueline and Wishboy, big up yourself. Rosemary, big up yourself. Big up the whole entire Hot Topic crew. You know yourself, and I don't have to call everybody name at once, but you don't know. Respect and appreciate you all. Big up to all the people who have passed through Hot Topic with the interview before. You know, I say big up to Miss Julia Apong who. I hope I got that right. But she would know say she even talk still. You know where you go. You know that was where we officially started. You know me I say, and you know, big up to Charlene and those people who used to have a little chat before we officially started the Hot Topic show. You don't know. You guys inspired and motivate me. You know, alongside Keys, you know, she always a push John and I said, John, you can do a lot more than you're doing. And I said, just anyways, big up on yourself, people. I don't know. We're waiting to see if we can get Mr. Shine back on here with us. He's here with us. Don't worry. Let's just make sure everything is okay.
It's like my day and the sun and the phone overheat.
See, I knew it was one of those things. Yeah, just rotate. Yeah, good. We're back. Yeah, we're back. We're here.
Yeah, man. We'll give them too much bars, man. Too much bars.
You're too hot. You're hotter than the pepper sauce, my brother.
So, just to finish my point,
yeah,
I'm saying be careful who you share your blessings with and make sure, say, anything you do, you just solidify and secure your interest, what you want out of the situation. And don't, business and brethren thing don't mix. And that's something women did have to learn, because me did always a team player and wanted a brotherly type of atmosphere. You see, like, me, I'm a mother only youth, so I always covet having friends and having brothers and having everybody around me secure. But in doing that, sometimes I take away from my needs and my wants and what I'm trying to get out of a situation. So I feel let me learn the hard way. Secure up your thing. It's not about selfishness. It's not about, you try mash a man can so you can't climb up the ladder. Has nothing to do with that. It is a business. But it's based on your talent, how far you'll go in business, in life, and in everything else. It's the talent of learning how to have empathy and be a human being and not be a jackass in music, because people, it seemed like the jackass them and the people them would treat people bad are the one them were winning out of the music industry. But in the end, God get them up beaten because they acquire all these riches and everything. But when you look behind them, appear duppy them make for reach with them there. So eventually karma gonna catch up with you where you have to pay for that. So be kind to your fellow artists, your fellow human beings. Treat your family right, take care of your family, and just secure up your thing the right way, man. Based on talent. EP out there now. Go listen it.
talk about the EP before I ask you my final few questions. Bass and Talent is out there. How can the people find it? And I'm gonna play. Let me play one more song off the EP before I even let you talk about it. This one, Glow Party. I want the people to hear it. And then we're gonna talk about the EP. You know, you tell them the songs. You know, if you, whatever you wanna tell them about the songs. If you wanna tell them your
All right.
favorite songs and all of that, and tell them how they can
So the
find the EP.
EP, it has 5 songs plus a bonus song, Park Up. But you have songs like Big Man Thing, you have songs like Factory Skin, Can't Recover, Babylon Breeze, and so forth. Glow Party. Glow Party is the new single. I just dropped the video last month. And it's just our vibes, brethren. It's just me showing diversity, showing that my talent exceeds what people perceive me to be, just the rough voice DJ from Bonge Americans, you know. I was the conceptualizer, the songwriter. And when you listen to the music, it's going to give you that feeling that you got when you listen to the group, because I was the group. I'm in our tech but mata. And anybody that want to dispute it, take it up with God, because God knows the whole story. God knows what happened behind the scenes. So he's going to retell the story to those who try to remix the story back then. Not taking nothing away from the other member. His talent is immense, and he's proven over the years that him is a force within himself. But me is a force to be reckoned with. And the music is going to keep coming. I got some singles out. I got Cloud9 with Baby Ace. I got Money Face, Mirror Mirror, that's on DJ Jamar's new rhythm, the Black Bimmer rhythm. You also got Chuck Fender, Tonto Metro Devante, Wasp, and a host of others. So check out the Black Bimmer rhythm. Everything is on my Spotify page, Edley Shine, EDLEYSHINE. Also, it's on Apple Music. Also, it's on Tidal. And for the Jamaican, them, we know say, you know, have the credit and the card, them, forget them streaming service there. So for you, it's an audio Mac and a SoundCloud thing. Or just go up on YouTube and listen to music, them, Edley Shine. And go back and listen to Bonge Americans music too, because it's all one link that displays that it's based on talent.
Big up yourself. What you mean? So people, you don't know, check one. I don't know, it's frozen. Go out there and support the EP. You don't know, support Edley Shine. You know, go over there on Spotify, you know, YouTube, everywhere. Follow him, support him, share his music, play his music. You know what I say? Extra big up. I mean, big up yourself with the eyes one. Edley, I don't know if you're back. Yeah, we're back. I'm sure he can hear me. Inside seems like the Wi-Fi or something is. I remember the data that you're using is not picking up properly on the inside, so we're having a little bit of freezing and lagging there. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So the sound one them check in and say,
Yeah, I can hear you. It's kind of freeze, but
yeah.
I think we said enough, yo.
Yeah, man. The soundmen that are checked in, they're asking that you say, you know, you should provide some dub plates so that they can also help to highlight the career. And the
All right, so you can link me on Instagram, or you can link me at my Gmail, Edley, EDLEY .shine, SHINE @gmail.com. And I still could do the old dubs as well as I could do the new music. So just link up. But remember, dubs are not free.
Also, like your ear, dubs are not free.
Dubs are not free over here. That's part of the artist ecosystem is dub play. So we have to eat up.
Yeah, it looks like I thought Edley Shine have to link for the yellow in the hustle. Like I am extra alone now, I can't do it. I have to link the foundation. So other than the music, and you know, we know you're a computer genius and you're a so far. We've heard you know that, but what is something, you know, that's different that the fans wouldn't know about Edley Shine?
What's different with me? I mean, I'm married. I got a daughter. I'm also the first reggae artist to ever do a collaboration with the great Stevie Wonder. So that's a tidbit for those. I did something on his album Conversation Piece. I did some writing on a song called Tomorrow Robins Will Sing. And that link came from back in the day, but that's one of the notches on my belt that I can say, yeah. I mean, I'm one of the few artists them in the world where I've a song with like a legendary person from way back in that time till now. You see?
That's real big, my brother. That's real big. That's some.
Yeah.
That's something to
You
really
see it?
talk about.
You see what the man said? The man said, man, for sure about dubs, of Spanish Town badness. That's why when I come to Jamaica, I stay far away from Spanish Town. I mean, no old stay already.
When you say Spanish Town,
Big up all of the man them from Spain, man. Blessings.
Big up Spanish Town. Spanish Town, I'm a place, man. I'm a ground that, you know, Marchpen Road, Glaspen, Elizabeth, the whole place, Burke Road, you know, over the southern place.
Yeah, that's not one of my tourist destinations when I go to Jamaica.
What about, like, before we wrap up, we only have another few minutes. Like, I want to know, like, is there a place in the world that you want to travel to, you want to go perform, you've never been?
Well, when you reach a Spanish Town, me forward, come get your link, man.
Plans and order.
Definitely.
Eh? You don't have any songs. Anyways, so I was asking you if there's a place in the world, you know, that you haven't been to yet where you would want to perform. Check one.
Let me think of a place that I haven't been yet. That I know I have fans in. I know I have fans in Tanzania. I know I have fans in yeah, there's a couple countries in Africa that I haven't been. I've been to Africa, but I haven't been to like Tanzania. I haven't been to like, and I'm working with a producer from Ghana, so hopefully I get to touch Ghana and go perform. Cause you know, said them have a real strong connection to Jamaica over there in Ghana. So those would be the two places I would want to touch. All of Africa, cause Africa I'm a place still.
Big up Seafrost over there, you know. We have an artist over there in Ghana, Lock and Key Entertainment. We're responsible for.
Tell him to link up, man. I look for some Ghana artists to collaborate with.
He's
so
doing
link.
great. And I'm not gonna miss the opportunity to tell you that we're doing some production too, and we have some new rhythms coming out and greatness in the making. So for sure, you might just be one of the person that we'll be linking up to, you know, have on our production same way. Big up.
Yo, I work. I'm a chicken, me a jerk. Send on rhythm.
Big up Flair. Big up the whole team. Big up the whole family. Edley, it was nice having you here. We appreciate your time and the effort. I know that you're busy shooting your
Blessings.
videos for
Give
your
thanks.
album.
Thanks for having me. Big up everybody that tuned in.
Hold
Big
on.
up to everybody that's going to stream it and watch it later. And the big voice, Edley Shine.
Before you wrap up,
I'm out.
let me let the people hear before you wrap up a little bit of Glow Party, because it's the newest single that you're actually shooting the video for right now. Before you go, before I let you tell them goodbye, people, listen to this one, get familiar.
Let's go. When you hear the one you're in a party, every gal a glow up. And when you get a boom wine from a shawty, no feel the thing show up. Cause the gal them looking so sexy, liquor off the power. And me yard my wife feel stress me. A new gal is a bonus. We make that party glow. Everybody know us. We make that party glow. Make the gal them glow.
Check 1, 2 people. That was Edley Shine. He actually said why he, you know, thing get cut off is 4 p.m. I'm getting the wrap up signal, everything at once. So I had to cut that, but I wanted to hear that one a little bit. Glow Party, go stream it, go look for it. Edley Shine. You know what I say? Go find the EP, the album, the follow the Facebook, YouTube, follow him everywhere, okay? Alright, until next time, people, same time, same place. It's all about Hot Topic Sundays. I'll see you all. Enough love, enough respect for the support. We're out.